What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Craftie here, and today I'm gonna be building a PC. Now this isn't for me, this is for my dad. I just wanted to build him a game PC because he always sees me and my brother playing games, and he likes to joke around that, oh, I should build him a PC. So here I am today. I'm actually gonna build him a PC. So here we go. We got a GeForce GTX 1650 Super from MSI. Really good GPU. I've tested all these parts beforehand, so I know that they work together, which is good. We also have a Core i7 9700KF. So this is 9th gen. It's not current, it's not new. I just use it because most of these are just old parts that I've had lying around, which I'm going to put together to actually make a game PC, such as my case. This is an old case that I've had from my first build. It's an i5 power case, but it's really good for a starter PC, you know. And then over here we got some storage too. We got this Samsung 870 Kilo or whatever the heck it's called. And then we have a 550 watt power supply. It should be enough to power all of this. And yeah, so we're gonna get building, and here we go. So the motherboard is probably the only thing that's not in the right box. So this box right here, as you can see, it says this is a ARS B550 Master Gaming motherboard. This is not the right box. This is just the box that I had to store the actual motherboard in. So the actual motherboard is right here in this static proof bag right here. And what we got is, it is a Z390 Phantom Gaming 4S motherboard from AsRock. So this is the first motherboard that I played on. This is what came with my pre-build when I first bought it, and then I upgraded my PC to my own stuff, which is what I use now. So yeah, this is what I have going on here. So we are gonna take this, and we are going to, I've actually already taken it out. It's just right here. We're gonna put the CPU inside. I know you guys don't really got a good angle of it, but what you guys want to do is you want to pull this and lift it up, and then that'll come up. And then you want to grab your CPU. You want to make sure that you insert it correctly. There is a little triangle right there. I don't know if you can see it that well on the bottom left corner, which you can use to line up the CPU. What I like to do is I like to look for the little triangle, but with Intel CPUs especially, there are two little things at the top which you can line up the CPU with. And as you can see, it lines up perfectly. And then once you've got it installed, just want to push this down, make sure it lines up with this little thing that's right here. Now it's going to be a little stiff, that's okay. Just want to push it down, and that's that installed. Next, what we're going to install is our M.2 SSD. We do have a SATA SSD, but we also have a M.2. This is the boot drive, and I basically already have Windows installed on this, so it's just going to make it easier for setup and everything. So you just want to line it up with the little notch down there. I don't know if, oh, I am in the wrong spot. So you want to go in at an angle. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Now I see why tech YouTubers have such a hard time doing this with one hand. Okay, there you go. And then once you got it pushed down, just kind of want to screw it in until it's nice and tight, and that should be good enough. Now this motherboard doesn't have a it doesn't have a little cover for this. It'll be fine. We also have our Wi-Fi card right here, which is wired up to that. And then I'll get the RAM out, and we will install the RAM next. So you want to install it in this slot right here and this slot right here. So this is 1 and this is 2. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry. Finally, it took me a minute to get that out. So what we got for RAM is we have this Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. This is actually going to be really good. We are going to turn on the XMP profile later on in the BIOS, so that you know, the RAM is actually running at 32 megahertz. So this is again, this is 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes each. It's 16 total. So here we go. We're just gonna pop one out. Come on, come here. All right, and then to install this, what you want to do is, with this motherboard, you just want to pull down the little things right there, and then you just want to line up the notch with the little bump in the thing. Come on, get in there. There you go. And then you just want to hear it click. So it'll make a click sound when you get it. There you go. There's one. And then let's get the other going. But it's basically the same thing. You just want to wait until you hear the click. And that's basically the motherboard part. So all we got to do now is basically we got to put this in the PC case. And then after we do that, we're going to put the graphics card in. And then we're also going to put in our power supply and our storage. So yeah, we'll go back to the other view and then you guys will see me put all that stuff together. So. Okay, so we got all of our screws in. So as you can see, we got one up here. We got another one over here by this 8-pin. We have two right here. We have one right here, and then we have two on the bottom, like so. So there's a total of 7 screws. All the standoffs are all unnecessary standoffs besides these 3 right here. Have been taken out just so that they don't scratch the motherboard. These ones won't because they're not in the way. All right, so after this, once you've got this installed, what I usually do is I usually install my graphics card. So again, there's going to be these little brackets right here that will be installed just like the rest. But unfortunately, I don't have that for this case. Just never really came with it because again, this used to be a pre-built case. Now it's going to be a pre-built case for my. It's going to be a pre-built PC for my dad because he's not building it. I'm building it. So we can take that out. And there's another screw in here that you just kind of unscrew and take out. It's not too difficult. So there you go, twist. And then, of course, we have our graphics card right here. I'm gonna try my best to open this one-handed and not drop it. So that would be tragedy. So I will say though, the graphics card was probably the most expensive part of this PC build. Here it is. Ta-da! Look how beautiful it is. Yes. I do have one thing out because I was testing it earlier. Forgot to put it back. But we have a display port, HDMI, and then 2 more display ports, which is good. This is a dual socket GPU. So there's a little shield thingy on the bottom. So I'm just gonna take it off. There you go. I'm actually also gonna take off these 2 because why not? I just don't want them in the way. All right, and so to install the GPU, now that we have it out and ready to go, you want to use the slot right here. You just want to push that down. Here, pop out. Then, kind of just want to line it up. This is a little hard to see. There you go. There you go. It should click into place like that. And then now, you want to take those screws that you just took, that you just unscrewed, and you want to put them back. I'll try my best to do this. Give me a sec. Okay, I just got an extension for the screwdriver. This will help us get the clearance that we need to get this in there. And then, there you go, that's one, nice and tight. And oop, the screw bit fell off. It's okay. And we'll get the other screw and just kind of do the same thing. So again, you just want to line this up like so. Put this back in. Get in there. Get. And then you want to line it up. Oop, careful. And just screw it in. Just like that. So we basically got the PC basically installed. All we really need to do now is install our AIO for the CPU. So we're gonna put some thermal paste on this, and then there's the little thingy right here that we need to put on the back. So we're just gonna open the other side, put this on the back, and then we're gonna install our AIO, install some fans, install the power supply, and then this should basically be it. We also gotta install storage, but that's not gonna be too hard. But yeah, Be right back. Alright, so it's a little hard to see. Sorry, the lighting's a little off over here. But basically, you put this thing on the side. I'm glad it's sticking. So that'll allow us to screw the AIO into this right here. I'm gonna put some thermal paste, and then I'm gonna get back when I basically have this installed. So, thermal paste, we have Corsair TM30. It's pretty good thermal paste. Pretty cheap too. Not sure how to get this off. Does it screw off? Here, I'll figure this out. All right, there we go. It just kind of pops off. All right, and then for thermal paste application, you just want to lightly put some on. That should be good. There you go. It doesn't have to be a lot. That's kind of a lot, but that should be good enough. All right, so I basically had to put the case on the side, and then I installed the 4 screws just a little bit, not super tight, just so that I could go back and record this and show you guys how I kind of want to do it. So you kind of want to tighten it, not super tight, but just enough to, yeah, so that's good. And then you want to go over to this corner. So I go from corner to corner. That's how I do it. That's how I think everyone should do it. There you go, that one's good. And then we just need to do this corner now. Alright, that one's good. And then finally we have this last corner right here. So I'm gonna try my best to show you guys how to do it. You know, now that he's really got nothing else to do, that's nice and snug. Alright, cool. Yeah, I just had this down here. Don't worry, I'm gonna put it here. But I just had it here for easier access. Anyway, so that's basically the AIO installed. We just gotta get the other fan on the other side and mount it to the side right here. Okay, so we got the AIO mostly installed. I have one fan right here. It's an NZXT fan, and I have the same exact fan on the opposite side. So I have a push and pull kind of configuration going on. All I really need to do now is kind of screw in this last screw right here. I needed both hands to install it, so sorry for lack of footage, but this is what happens when you only have one person working on a project as delicate and as expensive as this. Well, not that it's expensive, but the parts themselves, dude. Not something that you should just be, you know, tossing around. This isn't this is no cheap cookie. This is an expensive boy. So now that that one's installed, what I plan on doing is installing the other 3. So I have these arc lights right here, RGB fans. I'm gonna put them in the front. So I'm gonna remove this front piece, this front panel, and then we're gonna install the 3 going from top to bottom. And then that should be it for fans. Okay, so we got the front panel off, and now we got the fans going in. I put 2 screws in each hole just so that, you know, it kind of holds it in place, and then I'm gonna go back and, you know, screw in all the other missing parts. But basically, that's all good to go. We have the cables right here for RGB and for fans and all that stuff. I'm gonna sort this out. Hopefully my cable management is just as good as the front. Like how this looks. Hopefully the cable management is just as good. Okay, for the most part, we got the fans kind of hooked up. Sorry, it's kind of janky. So what I did was I connected all the RGB right here with this connector. So yeah, I just connected like that. And then it's connected to this little controller, which is powered by Molex, which is gonna be fine. This will be good enough for changing LEDs, speed, lights, all that kind of stuff. And then again, it's powered up by Molex, and so are the fans, so that's all good. The 2 fans on the AIO, I do have plugged in right there, so that should be good. And then I'm actually going to plug in the USB 3.0. So luckily, it's just right here. It's not super hard to see. I can turn on the brightness. Give me a second. All right, so here we go. That's much better. So you kind of want to line up the notch. It's kind of hard to see. Let's line this up. And you do want to be careful. You don't want to bend any of the pins. I haven't had that happen to me personally, but I'm not trying to have that happen to me. All right, so there we go. There's the USB 3.0. Yeah, we have our front panel connectors, which will go down here. They'll go down here. So, as you can see, it says on the board right there, power LED, hard drive, LED, and then should be it. Again, you do want to check with your motherboard manual and make sure that you're doing it right. I've already installed it before, so I know what I'm doing. All right, so we got all those connectors plugged in, which is good. Again, you want to make sure, you want to verify how to plug it in again with your motherboard manual. And then over here we have our HD audio, and then it's just right there in the corner. There is a notch missing, as you can kind of see, so it only goes in one way unless you really tried to break it. But yeah, so it goes in one way. Ooh. Just like that. There you go. Now your HD audio is plugged in. All right, guys, so we're almost done. Just got to get the power supply in there as well as the storage. So for power supply, we have this EVGA 550 watt power supply, and we're just going to put it in. So it goes down here in the bottom, like so. And we have the fan pointing down just because there's an air filter there, and there isn't any vents or anything like that above, so it just makes sense to kind of have it pointing down. All right, so now this is the tricky part. So we're gonna untangle this. Let's try to put all the cables together. We're gonna grab what we need. So we need this 20 plus 4 pin connector. We need a, what is this? This is CPU. I need this one right here. This one is for the GPU. This is the 6 pin, so that's what we'll use. We'll use the 6 pin. This is the 8 pin that goes up top, and then the rest of these look like they're Molex and SATA, which is actually good because we're gonna need Molex and we're gonna need SATA. We're gonna need SATA for our storage. We're gonna need Molex for our fans and our RGB. Now, I personally don't like Molex, but that's what our fans had in terms of connectivity, so it is what it is. Anyway, we'll get back to this. Let's fix this up. Okay, there we go. So I've gotten it unscrewed. I'm gonna try to move it up here, get it out of the way. And now, it's kind of hard to see because of just how dark it is, but that's okay. I'm just gonna do my best and hopefully not mess this up. Ah! There we go. We did it. Oh my god, that took way too long. Way longer than I needed it to be. Alright, so now I'm gonna actually put this fan back the way that it came in. So I'm just gonna push the cable. Alright, there you go. And we're just gonna install this back in, and then it's pretty much it. I just gotta fix up the cable management, and yeah, we'll be done with this PC. We'll turn it on, we'll see if it actually works, and yeah, I'm gonna surprise my dad with it, so hopefully he'll like it. All right, you guys, it is time for the moment of truth. Will this PC turn on? Let's see, how did I do? Power button. Oh, fans are spinning, fans are glowing, everything's on. Oh, fan back there spinning. I'm gonna change the RGB RAM. I'll just install the program for it and make it blue like the fans and the I/O. I'm glad everything's working. Everything's looking good. Oh, we're getting a signal. Oh, yes, nice. It actually booted into Windows setup. Cool. So now we know this is working. That is good. I'm glad that my hour spent building this went to good use. Oh, lost focus there. I don't know why, but look at this. Look at that. That is beautiful, guys. That is beautiful. Everything's working as it should. I'm happy. I'm happy. This is a good. My dad's gonna like this. I hope he likes this. I'm gonna be mad if he doesn't. But yeah. Now we just gotta wait for him to come home. All right, so there's the PC. What do you think, Dad? You like your PC? You're such a tart.
Very nice, Chris. I like it.
Yeah, it's blue because that's your favorite color.
That's awesome.
Now we're gonna go set it up in your room. All right, you guys. So we basically got the PC all set up and going and whatnot. Sorry, I'm trying to look at myself on my watch. But yeah, it's hooked up to my monitor right here. We got some games installed, but we are going to move this into my dad's room, see how it looks. He spent kind of all day clearing off his desk, so good thing he did that, because now we're going to put this in here, and my brother's going to help me record the rest of it. Yeah, you guys are on a webcam, or you guys are on a selfie stick right now, but yeah, we're going to get this going. All right, so we did some stuff off camera. We got my dad his favorite keyboard and his godforsaken mouse. Like, look at that. Why? Anyway, so now we're gonna turn it on and see how it all looks. Hopefully everything works perfectly. Okay, computer is on. That's a good sign. Let's see if it gets through to the, yep, there we go, first monitor is up. First monitor is up, that's great. Cool. Okay. Yeah, both monitors are working, this is great. Alright, you guys, so basically that was my video of me making my dad's computer. I hope you guys enjoyed that. He does enjoy his PC, by the way, so that's great. But yeah, so we had originally upgraded his PC from this like HP Intel PC or whatever it was. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm not entirely sure the specs of it, but we upgraded it to something a little bit more modern. So we have a Intel 9700KF along with a GTX 1650 Super. We have 1 terabyte of space on his M.2 drive, along with I actually believe he added in his own hard drive afterwards, which had, I think it was 700 gigabytes, so that's good. But overall, I'm glad that he enjoyed this, and it was really fun building this PC and setting up his desk and everything, and I'm just glad he enjoys it and uses it on a daily basis. Alright, you guys, that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you really did feel like you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow my Twitch. It'll be down in my description, Craftie Games. And then next video, we're also going to be making a huge change to my cousin's gaming setup. We're going to be upgrading his rig, so that's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that video. Again, like and comment, subscribe so that you can stay tuned. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys. Have a good one.